The WNBA continues to brag about physical play. All the while, they have players in this league that is going to get people hurt. Last night, Skylar Diggins came very close to being really hurt. There's a difference between physical play and being downright dirty as hell. And let's be honest, there is precedent for DiJonai Carrington.
This season, Jane Carrington leads the WNBA in just one category, and it has nothing to do with rebounds, assists, or points. To put that into perspective, most players go entire seasons without committing a single flagrant foul, but Carrington managed 3 in just over a month, including hits on Skylar Diggins and Jessica Shepard, which led to fans calling her plays trash and dirty. She is the undisputed queen of flagrant fouls.
DiJonai, DiJonai, you're always in a dirty play. DiJonai, DiJonai, once again, here we are today. Oh, DiJonai, DiJonai.
If you believe Carrington deserves it, let's move on. Keep in mind that this is the same player who poked Caitlin Clark in the eye last year, which changed the momentum during the playoffs when the Indiana Fever faced the Connecticut Sun. The numbers and the bruises she sustained don't lie, and she is currently facing suspension.
And I'm starting to have that feeling when it comes to DiJonai Carrington and dirty basketball, DiJonai Carrington and flagrant fouls. How come every time I'm watching a flagrant foul, you're committing the foul? How come every time I'm watching a dirty play, you in the play? DiJonai.
What really makes a player dangerous is when they attempt to harm opponents while injuring their own teammates. That's precisely what happened on May 21st when DJ Carrington created pandemonium that left everyone perplexed as to how one play could go so wrong for so many individuals. Everything appeared to be going as usual as the Dallas Wings were playing the Minnesota Lynx until Carrington made the decision to leave her mark. When Carrington came flying in from behind, Jessica Shepard was on a quick break trying to get an easy basket. What occurred next was utter recklessness.
Ball's being pushed down court. Yeah, I mean, this will be a better angle of it. I think we'll be able to see how hard the foul is right here. That's a hard foul, and she does get her in the face when she's coming down.
As she was falling, Carrington slapped at what she said was the ball, but her hand made such forceful contact with Jessica Shepard's face that Shepard crashed toward the court, making the situation even more absurd. Carrington's own teammate had to jump in to break Shepard's fall, but she ended up getting hurt in the process.
Basically reached around Shepard's body, but the fact that she went for the basketball and for the block really...
The basketball play.
Yeah, it is. And she ends up getting Shepard in the face, the nose. I don't know which takes precedent. Oh, see, it's the hit the ball and then it's the pull back. They're showing it on the Jumbotron at a different angle that sort of looked like, watch after Carrington goes for the block, watch her pull back right here. And that's the part that I don't know if you separate that.
Let's face the facts of what we just saw. Fans on social media instantly referred to Carrington's alleged defensive move as a trash play from a dishonest athlete and asked how many more times she would be permitted to perform such antics before facing any repercussions. The play managed to damage both an opponent and her own teammate in a single motion. Video footage showed Carrington coming from behind with no chance of actually getting the ball cleanly, but she still made that risky contact. The referees called it a flagrant 1 foul, but many analysts believed it should have been upgraded to a flagrant 2 because of how reckless the swipe was.
Was it a flagrant 1? Yes. Could it have been called a flagrant 2? Yes. Was it more dangerous to Paige Beckers than anyone else? Because Paige Beckers was the one who was the person who had to break Jessica Shepard's fall. Could she have blown out her teammate's knee? Yeah. Yeah. Like, that is what, like, realistically, that is what the conversation should be about. Because she wanted the Kiki Iriafen viral meme. Because as soon as she did it, look at what she does as soon as she did it. As soon as she did, she walks towards Jessica Shepard and just tries to do a Kiki or a fan face.
Faced Jason after seeing the action. Whitlock didn't hold back and tweeted that Dane Carrington was going to cause major harm to a WNBA player. Given that she was able to damage 2 players with a single careless move, Whitlock's warning turned out to be accurate. The aftermath brought up important issues regarding Carrington's basketball strategy. Was this simply terrible luck, or does her style of play lead to these risky circumstances? There was growing evidence that this wasn't a singular occurrence, but rather a concerning trend.
Like, I'm sorry, you don't get to plow through somebody's back, almost injure a teammate, and then say, yeah. And then, like, claim that you've done nothing. You've done nothing. Like, and people are like, stand on business. She's like trying to laugh at it. I'm like, no, you're just Pat Bev. You're not Draymond, you're Pat Bev. Like, realistically, you're Pat Bev. That's it. And like, look, I mean this when I say this. It was a dangerous play only for Paige.
Fans on social media platforms dubbed this the season's most ridiculous flagrant foul, and with good reason. When your defensive strategy puts your own teammates in danger, you've crossed a line that extends beyond competitive basketball. This incident demonstrated that Carrington's reckless style poses a threat to every player on the court, regardless of the jersey they're wearing. However, this wasn't the only controversy she had during the 2025 season, and the season hasn't even started yet. On June 4th, during the Dallas Wings game against the Seattle Storm, Carrington responded to the question, transforming what should have been competitive basketball into a display of reckless plays that left fans calling for her immediate suspension.
Let's watch it, and this will give us a couple of different angles.
Stretches of games. There's the tip. Diggins, who's still fast, gets down the floor, buries it, draws the foul, but is shaken up.
With less than 4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, the Wings were down and tensions were high when Skylar Diggins got loose for what appeared to be a simple fast break layup. At that point, Carrington made her presence known in the most unpleasant way conceivable.
There was a little wind up there and there was some follow through. This will probably get upgraded. Now Carrington was trying to make a play on the ball, but by rule, the wind up and follow through are trigger signals for the officials that this will likely get upgraded.
Absolutely dirty, reckless abandon.
As she went up for the shot, Carrington chased Diggins down from behind and struck her hard in the head. Diggins crashed to the ground in a heap as a result of the contact, and the referees immediately called a flagrant 1 foul. The video replay demonstrated how needless the contact was. Carrington had no chance of making a clean play with the ball, but she still chose to hit Diggins' head.
And there's Skylar on the floor. At first glance, this might not look too bad. But when we get some different angles of it, you just see how this is clearly, definitely, 100% not a basketball play. Let's take a look. We got DiJonai.
Signals for the officials that this will likely get upgraded.
DiJonai, did you forget what sport you're playing? You know this is basketball, right?
Fan responses were harsh and quick. Another fan pointed out the clear pattern, saying, "She's been called for 2 flagrant fouls for this exact play already this season, horribly dirty player." Another viewer summed up the emotion nicely by calling it a trash play from a dirty player that doesn't belong on the field. Fans continued to criticize her, calling her behavior thug play that went beyond what was considered appropriate basketball.
You don't come charging in from behind like that and throw up both hands and slam both hands back down like that. If you're not intentionally trying to, in my opinion, do something, yeah. Is she trying to disrupt the play? Sure. Is she being dirty to do it? Yeah. In my opinion, yes. So it was upgraded right here to a flagrant 1. And, of course, DiJonai cannot not show her ass on the sideline in some ridiculous virtue signal.
The foul's been upgraded to a flagrant 1.
It got updated to a flagrant. She's over here meditating, knowing damn good and well everybody's looking at her. She's wanting that attention.
2 free throws.
There it is right there. I mean, good God. I mean, there's at some point you just gotta believe that certain players' antics are somewhat just premeditated.
However, that wasn't the only risky play that evening. Earlier in the game, Gabby Williams attempted a jump shot, but Carrington's foot went directly under her as she was shooting. Anyone who knows basketball knows how this kind of contact can result in serious injuries to the ankle and knee. While watching the replay and comparisons to well-known players like Draymond Green or Dillon Brooks began to flow on social media, Williams' ankle roll necessitated evaluation, and commentators weren't holding back. One broadcaster simply said, "This is reckless." This game became the tipping point where both casual observers and ardent fans began asking the same question: how many more times is she going to be allowed to do this? The Seattle Storm game demonstrated that Carrington's risky approach wasn't getting better or changing. The basis for this behavior pattern can be traced back to a much more well-known occurrence that initially made Carrington famous.
DiJonai Carrington is clearly a dirty player. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if Chin, what do you have going on in that mind of yours? Are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? Are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? Are you okay? Yes, DiJonai. Get it together, collect your thoughts, collect your emotions, because the last thing we need to see you is crash out.
Before DJ Jane Carrington gained notoriety for injuring her own teammates and amassing flagrant fouls like trading cards, there was a single incident that would forever alter her reputation. And it happened at the worst possible moment for the Indiana Fever and their player sensation Caitlin Clark. The first-round matchup between the Indiana Fever and Connecticut Sun was meant to be Caitlin Clark's playoff debut, and huge crowds flocked to the arena to watch the rookie who had revolutionized women's basketball showcase her skills on the postseason stage. Instead, they witnessed a masterclass in dirty basketball from Dane Carrington.
As everyone else has seen this angle, I'm calling her in, and I'm saying to her, I need answers.
Carrington was defending Clark closely as she attempted a pass early in the game, which is standard in playoff basketball. However, rather than playing clean defense, Carrington's hand came up and made direct contact with Clark's face, which had an instantaneous and obvious effect. Everyone could see the injury as she got back up after Clark fell down with her face held.
When you went and kind of swatted at Caitlin, did you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could you just, or if not, either way, could you talk about what happened on that play?
The rookie who had elevated women's basketball to new heights, Caitlin Clark, suffered facial damage from Carrington's careless play. This wasn't just any game during the regular season where you brush it off and move on. It was the playoffs, where every possession counts and momentum swings can decide an entire series. Clark attempted to play on, displaying the toughness that made her a superstar, but it was evident that the hit had an impact on her confidence and performance.
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me. But no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her. So obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am.
The Connecticut Sun went on to win that series, and many fans questioned how things might have turned out if Clark hadn't spent the playoffs dealing with the fallout from Carrington's dirty play. The scandal became the basis for Carrington's reputation as the league's dirtiest player. The black eye on Caitlin Clark's face revealed the full extent of Carrington's character and laid the groundwork for everything that would happen. However, Carrington wasn't limited to using opponents to cause trouble for herself and those around her.
So yeah.
Did you and Marina kind of laugh about it afterwards? It looked like there was later on in the game they caught you guys laughing about it.
No, I just told you I didn't even know I hit her, so I can't laugh about something I didn't know happened.
What occurs when a player gets so troublesome that referees require security protection only to speak with the DJ? After the Dallas Wings' May 30th loss to the Chicago Sky, Jane Carrington responded to that question by crafting a post-game scene that encapsulated her toxic style of basketball.